Please help support the channel by visiting our Amazon store, affiliate link below. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is the Mundane Matt channel, and hey, good news, right? I feel like everything's been really negative lately. Everything's been really horrible lately, and there hasn't been a lot of justice in this crazy mixed up blue marble of ours. But today, we got retribution for some at least provable child neglect. If not abuse, but abuse is definitely speculation levied at these people constantly. So DaddyOFive parents get 5 years probation following charges of child neglect, and that is awesome. Everything we saw coming out of the DaddyOFive channel just back in April was horrifying to watch. What happened to Cody, and that saga is officially over is perfect. I'm glad that they finally went through the court system and they were able to get it all sorted out. Probation is not jail, and I know a lot of people out there wanted jail, but this to me is, I think, a bit sweeter of a punishment, and we're going to find out why in the article. So it says here that Mike and Heather Martin, the Maryland parents behind the DaddyOFive YouTube channel who conducted cruel pranks on their kids that many felt verged on child abuse, have received 5 years of probation. The Martins, each of whom faced 2 charges of child neglect in a Maryland circuit court, entered Alford pleas today. In an Alford plea, defendants won't necessarily admit guilt, but concede that prosecutors have enough evidence to obtain a conviction. It's just a plea deal. They chose a plea deal instead of going before a judge or a jury or whatever, because they knew that they would probably get really screwed. And that was to be expected. You know, that was very much to be expected, because there are still 3 other kids involved in this case that that are there. The other 3 kids of DaddyOFive, you know, and they count, albeit not as much in this case because no one's really given 2 craps about them to begin with. As part of their sentences, Judge Teresa Adams also ordered that the Martins cease contact with the 2 children involved in the child neglect charges, 12-year-old Emma and 9-year-old Cody. The Martins lost custody of both children in May after legal action by their biological mother, Rose Hall. However, Mike and Heather will still have 3 other children in their care. In addition to ceasing contact, the Martins are prohibited from posting images of Emma and Cody on social media unless it is for family purposes, i.e. just Facebook meetups, things like that. If the Martins violate their probation, they could face up to 10 years in prison. Some people are really hoping for that 10 years in prison, and I don't blame them. The videos that they made were hard to watch because of the torment they put those kids through. And I've definitely likened their actions to what happens with like prank channels and those kind of things, where they feel the need to constantly one-up themselves. I mean, look at Sam Pepper. Look at the kind of things Sam Pepper did to get an idea for what the Martins did. In their mind, they didn't think what they were doing was bad. That's why their response when they were called out was, I think they were as confused as they were. I don't think it was an act. I think it was like legitimately confused, at least on Mike's part. Heather seems more like the mastermind in that particular situation, because you could tell that she had a serious dislike of Cody. And that's unfortunate because he's a cute kid. After widespread outcry, the DaddyOFive videos kicked off in April. Deputies investigated the Martins for one video in particular in which they squirted invisible ink across Cody's bedroom and then screamed at him for ruining his carpet in a vicious, expletive-laden rant. A second video also caught the eye of local law enforcement, according to the Post, in which the Martins told Cody that he would have to move out of the house and live somewhere else. They chose Cody. And this is what got me really mad. It's like, I can understand the mentality of wanting to one-up what they've done. I get it. I'm not condoning it. I'm condemning it more often than not, but I definitely understand it. Cody was the one kid who gave them the response that they wanted. He was the one kid who always reacted, and that's what they chose to focus on. And this is probably where I'd argue that it was more Heather than Mike. Mike felt like, you know, because this is his son, it's his flesh and blood. I don't think he looked at it like he was being like this. I think he looked at it like he was in that weird bubble of celebrityism. Like my girlfriend's been watching a whole bunch of like the mommy vloggers recently, and like, you know, how they talk about stuff and how they're always vlogging their life. The people get addicted to doing it. And it's a downside to being kind of a social media star or a viral star or an online celebrity. There's no support group there. And I mean that legitimately. There's no support group like there is in Hollywood. When you go to Hollywood and you get into movies or you get into TV, you've got people that are with you: managers, agents, publicists, assistants, hairstylists, fashion advice givers, your personal posse of your personal friends. Never mind the fact that you meet everyone else in Hollywood who has the exact same support system as you. And while it does breed a lot of craziness, Lindsay Lohan, Miley Cyrus, to name a few, you can see that there's definitely a support system in place. So YouTube celebrities, online celebrities, they don't have that. And that can cause some seriously damaging effects, which is what we've seen here. And so I love this here. I love this for one simple reason. After these videos came to light, thanks in part to YouTube commentator Phil DeFranco, not Joy Sparkle BS. Ha ha. Ha ha. The Martins privated all the videos of DaddyOFive, claimed that the pranks were fake, and then subsequently offered an apology, conceding that they'd made some terrible parenting decisions. I don't think there's ever really been a better time to pull out the old phrase of, no shit, Sherlock, they did horrible parenting decisions. But like I said, when you have that level of fame, 700,000 subs, millions of views a day, or millions of views a month, I mean, people were like really feeding into this ego. And if no one is there telling you no, if no one is there telling you stop, if no one is there telling you anything, it is easy to get caught up into it. And again, I am not defending the Martins. Do not take this as a defense. I'm merely pointing out that I understand the circumstances and I understand why things happened. The bad thing about this is no one in their life bothered to tell them no. No one in their life, whether it was Mike's parents, Heather's parents, friends of the kids, friends who watched it, no one bothered one time to tell them no. And that is why they did what they did. And they're not good people as a result. Now, does that mean that they're not able to find some redemption? Oh, I think they can. I do. I honestly think that they can. But I very much love the circumstances that they find themselves in right now, because this is a learning experience. They were caught up in the glamour and the BS of YouTube, and it drove them to hurting their children. And as a result, the kids are not in their care. They can't talk to them for a couple, they have to cease all contact, and they have to get supervised visitation from what I heard. It says here, while the DaddyOFive channel is no more, the family continues to post pranks, though not involving the children. On a separate channel called MummyOFive, Mike also operates a gaming channel called DaddyOFive Gaming. And, they're going to use this in their general fan base to keep themselves afloat. So they may not learn any lesson here. They may not learn anything, which is unfortunate. They have an opportunity as not only parents, but people who are influential on the YouTube space to actually be better at what they do, to be better people, to learn from these mistakes and grow. And I don't think that they will. Not for a while. Maybe this will humble them. Maybe supervised visitations, when you have to go in there and you have to have somebody watch you, hold your child, hug your child, play with your child, someone from the state, someone from the government as they're watching you, you feel like shit. And I've talked to people who've gone through this themselves. It's a humiliating experience that someone from the government has to make sure you're not going to harm your child during visitation. That should be enough to open their damn eyes. They have got to hit rock bottom before they do. And for the sake of Emma, Cody, and their other kids, I do hope that they actually find a way to grow as people. But I'm not suggesting, and I don't want anyone to think I'm suggesting, that they don't deserve to atone for their actions. They did it. They recorded it, they uploaded it, and they profited off of it. And now they're paying for it. And it's not going to go away. And no amount of crocodile tears like this video you're seeing from when this whole controversy first broke is going to make it go away. But in the meantime, I hope that they as parents can reflect upon what they did and come out on top. It's a long road, and one that really, we don't have to, it doesn't matter what we think. To be honest with you, it doesn't matter what we think. It's what the kids think. It's what Emma and Cody think and the other kids think when they get older. Probably the saddest thing in all this is that when the kids get older and they think back to this, they might Google it. They might look it up online. They might do whatever. And they'll find videos from Philip DeFranco. They'll find videos from Joy Sparkle, from me, from other people talking about the situation. And I feel bad for talking about it now because in the future, it might impact them, you know, in a negative way. And that is unfortunate. That's one of the things that that happens a lot doing this job. I get contacted relatively often by people whom I talk about. And that is a tough thing. I'm not trying to make this about me. I'm just trying to say, like, where my mind is going. You know, my daughter will be born in 3 months, and I'm just kind of like, you know, when she gets older, is she going to come back and watch all my videos? Is she going to come back and watch me? You know, when I first started off and I was bitter and I was angry and I was lashing out through YouTube. And is she going to have a different opinion of me? And I kind of wonder the same thing about these kids. But now, and just to kind of wrap this whole thing up, because I kind of am all over the place here, I want them to redeem themselves for no other purpose than to make sure that their kids have a normal childhood, find some normalcy in it, so then they have productive upbringings, and that they're not always going to have this looming over their head. And that's what I want. I want it for everyone involved, especially these two chuckle fucks on the screen right here, because they screwed up the most. And now they're paying for it. And I don't pity them. I do pity them a little bit. I don't excuse their actions. I just hope they do better in the future. Hey guys, that wraps up this video. If you'd like to leave a comment, please do so below. I love to read your guys' input. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button. It really does help me in the YouTube algorithm. If you want to support the channel, there's the Amazon affiliate store, there's PayPal, there's Patreon, there's Bitcoin. And if you're bored and you want something else to watch, check out 3 Buck Theater up here. My name is Matt Jarbo. I will talk to you guys later. Have yourself a wonderful day. Peace out.